Good morning, everybody. Back out here on the Powderface Trail. Probably 5 to 10 kilometers north of where I parked last weekend. Just west of Calgary here, about an hour's drive. Maybe a little slower for me on the gravel. I was taking my time the last little bit. Planning on hiking up Boundry Peak, which we were right beside last weekend, but gonna take a different route up. So, see how this goes. A couple of vehicles parked here, but they could be over across the road. There's trails and other trails around, so hard to say. May see some people. It's not the busiest trail, that's for sure. I got a map here. Yeah, see, this is Lusk right here. But we're gonna kind of go kind of this way here, I think. Off trail of this anyway. Don't know a whole lot about the trail, but what I've read, it's hard to follow it the first little bit, so be watching the map. Yeah, that was the biggest complaint I read on all trails. The trail's overgrown and hard to follow, but we'll see how it goes, I guess. Beautiful sunny morning. My car is reading around 6-7 degrees. It's a little chilly for middle of August. It's supposed to warm up though, anywhere between 20-25 degrees. That'd be nice, but perfect for getting our morning hike started. Nice and cool. Hey! Blue skies. Saw some clouds building up behind the mountains, but it's supposed to be a pretty nice one, so. Creek crossing, nice bridge. Like that. Clear water. Yeah, it's chilly, especially by that water. At about 0.5 of a kilometer, there's a left-hand turn, a little rock cairn. And we're turning off the main trail. Look at this little trail. This is pretty nice. See how it goes. We gotta cross that creek again, but it shouldn't be an issue. There are options: hop across or take the log. I think we can hop across here. There's a rock right there. Oh, that's slippery. Oh shit. Hold on. Alright. That's good, we made it. A lot of times the rocks aren't slippery out here in the creeks, but that one was especially slippery. Anyway, we'll stay dry. Yeah, some trees falling over, but hey, there's a trail to follow so far. Some a little bushy in spots, but definitely done a lot worse. At least the bushes are dry. But unless someone comes and clears the trail, it's only going to get worse, so best to do it now, I guess. The longer you wait, the more it's going to grow in. But yeah, it's not horrible for sure. I've done a lot worse. So far, anyway. And you can see overgrown. Hey! Making lots of noise. In case there's any bears in the bushes. I'm getting a few spider webs, so I don't know. I don't think anyone came back here. Could be fresh spider webs, who knows? Yeah, lots of mushrooms again, no surprise, I guess. Just not too far from the trail we did last weekend where there was abundance of mushrooms, so expected to see them. That one, it's hard to tell, but it's like a big bowl. Yeah, mostly brown ones so far, but hopefully see some colorful ones. Yeah, another creek crossing, pretty shallow. See how slippery the rocks are. Yeah, not bad, better than the other one. Yeah, easy peasy. Once you get somewhat of a boot on, you're fine. Yeah, so far no problem following a trail. See, overgrown a bit, but easy to follow. Right, fella. I'm following this creek along for the most part. Quite the patch. Brown mushrooms. Again, I know nothing about mushrooms, so I don't pick or eat any of them. Just like to look. Yeah, they're slowly going up, but the elevation's pretty minimal so far. Boundry Peak on this trail is about 13 kilometers. And what was it, 900 meters elevation gain? Wow. A lot of people don't like walking in the forest. They want views the whole way, but I don't mind it. Beautiful scenery. Especially with all the mushrooms to check out along the way. Buffalo berries. All of Kananaskis is under a bear warning because the abundance of buffalo berries. All the moisture we had this season. And there's just more people out here hiking nowadays, so there's more sightings, of course. I think just to cover their butt, they put a warning out for the whole area of Kananaskis. But I always like to see the berries on the bush because that means they haven't been here. Well, they probably haven't been here. I think it'll be right around the corner, you don't know, but good sign. And another creek crossing. There's a little log down there if you need it. But I think we'll be okay. It's pretty shallow. Slippery, but shallow. No problem. Hey! See some fresher human tracks in the mud, but they could be from yesterday. Hard to say. But no bear tracks or anything, so that's good. Man, the mushrooms, I know, I keep saying, but just not used to seeing them. There's so many. every foot there's a group of them. I'm just hiking right along the side of the creek. So definitely bring your water shoes or something that's gonna keep you dry. Marshy here and there. But not too bad. Oh yeah, I found this trail last night looking through all trails. And it looked like it would be a good hike for today. I enjoyed last weekend's hike out in this area, so here I am. I made my final decision this morning when I couldn't get my ass out of bed. Trail splits here, I gotta check out the map. Yeah, we take the less used trail on the right, following along the side of the creek again. Oh yeah, I had a hard time getting my ass out of bed this morning and a hard time getting out of the house and getting everything packed up, so this made a good option. It's close to the city. It's not too long. I should be done by just after lunchtime. No, I went up that way for a minute and checked my map and I was off course. So it is easy to lose your trail, I guess. We got to cross the creek again. Should have known. And I think over there, yeah, not the easiest trail to follow. I'm gonna go this way and I'll check out the map. No, you cross the creek there and straight ahead. Hard to see the trail there through the bushes. A couple of more prominent trails, easier to follow. So I guess that's where people say it was hard to follow. But keep an eye on your map before you get too far off course. Turn your shorter hike into a longer hike pretty quick. Another little creek hiding in the bushes. Oh, sheesh, marshy. I think the trail goes that way. We'll find out in a second. Yeah, it went that way now. Comes a little bit more obvious. Seem to be going away from the creek. Hey! Starting to hit some sun. It's getting warm. Jacket was off a while ago. Sunshine warms things up quickly. Just over 2.5 kilometers in. Still beside the creek, but found a little ridge I'm hiking up now. I mean, it's tiny. But it could be the start of the ridge all the way up, I don't know. Still a nice trail. Not so bushy now that we're kind of up above the creek. Elevation gain's been minimal, but I think this is where it's going to start picking up. Mushrooms are still unreal. Line the whole trail pretty well. Oh yeah, starting to go up this there ridge line, I guess. Nice. That's like 4 mushrooms. They kind of molded into one. Pretty cool. Still kind of on this little ridge. Going up gradually. Kind of just got away from the creek. I can't hear it anymore. Nice and peaceful. seen sitting in a tree. Big teeth. Wow. The mushrooms are almost purple colored. Really cool. Just about 4 kilometers, still dealing with the odd alder bush, but nothing serious. And it opens for a minute and then closes in. Yeah, bugs are really good. Haven't seen any mosquitoes. Mind you, I haven't stopped either, so. There's a toad. Hey, buddy. You blend in so good, I almost stepped on him. Thank goodness I didn't. What you doing, buddy? Hey? Warts. Ew. Anyway, have a good day, bud. Check them out. Like worms. At about 4.4 kilometers. Taking a little break here. Just came up that long straightaway, and then there's a right turn here. Trail obviously turns to the right, so just having a little break with a donut. One thing I always do with my backpack is keep my zippers right at the center. That way if for some reason I gotta get in there in a hurry, I know exactly where the zipper's at every time. I don't know, just a little tip or trick that I do. Can come in handy, you always know where your zipper's at, right? Yeah, getting a little breeze now and then. Every now and then it's like a really warm breeze. Pushing that hot air down, I guess. But yeah, slowly warming up. Well, no views yet, but it is starting to open up. Trees are thinning. Kind of a grassy slope. I just had to look beside me and there's some views. There's Belmore Brown summit. On the right there, that crack. See the summit cairn, but I don't see any people up there. Last weekend we hiked over to that little peak there and dropped down. We could have kept going to, I think that's Boundary there. But glad we didn't, because now we got a different hike to do. I hear the wind above me though. So I don't know how much I'll be able to talk up there. When I was laying in bed this morning, that's what finally got me out of bed. I looked at the wind and out this way and it was 0 kilometers an hour. I'm like, oh nice, I gotta go. That ain't lasting long. There. I think I spotted some people up there. Quite far ahead of me. I just took a look at my map and I'm gonna head down here. Ended up taking the ridge up there. Looks a little daunting from here, but it's probably not too bad. On the ridge and up where them guys are at. Looking back at where I came from. Down across there, and then I came up that way somewhere. Beautiful views to the northwest. Black Rock Mountain sticking out there. And I just spoke to the trees before the rock starts. Yeah. Yeah, it's above those trees now. Getting the old mosquito. And yeah, we're going up along the right side of these trees. Looks way better from over here than it did back there. Looks straight up back there. But usually that's the way. Just taking my time. It's kind of steep, but there's pretty well a trail pounded into the rocks the whole way. Yeah, 45 almost. In the sun, definitely sweating. But almost to the top of the ridge there now. Oh, I think them people are coming down now. Cool. On top of Boundary Ridge. Could continue along the ridge up that way. Beautiful little valley. That's our goal, Boundary Peak. Just gotta do this ridge walk. We're getting there. Winds are light, so that's nice. Just enough to keep the flies off. It'd be perfect if it stays this way. We'll move along the ridge. Run into these people here in a few minutes. Coming down. A beautiful ridge walk. Passed this group of people, had a little chat. Said it wasn't too bad up there for the wind. At least on the one side you can get shelter, supposedly. So. Yeah. On the sheep highway. Welcome back on the ridge. We're brown back there. And we're on our final push pretty much. Not bad though. Rocky, loose rock, but nothing hard at all. No scrambling. Yeah, I made it. Looking back. Again, Belmore Brown over there. And there's our summit cairn. It's a little windy over that side, so if you're wearing earbuds, maybe plug your ears or turn your volume down. Wind's coming and going. Beautiful. Off. There it is, downtown Calgary. Probably 50-60 kilometers away. Yeah, it's a climb and a half, that's for sure, but nothing too sketchy or anything. It's all pretty easy going, just, you know, some loose stuff. As long as you're an experienced hiker, you'd have no problem. I believe midnight peak there in the center. Just behind it there, I think Baldy maybe. I don't know. There's tons of them back there, so hard to pick them all out. I got an app for that. You can see Kananaskis ski hill, all the ski runs. And Mount Allen right there, the brown one. I talked about that last weekend. Probably the windiest hike I've ever been on. Along that ridge, oh my goodness, my pants were like flags, just flopping in the wind. Just garbage. Yeah, no, there's a summit register in a bag. I wasn't long putting the jacket back on. That wind is cool. I mean, kept the sweat away as I'm coming up this steep hill here. Any sweat I had just gone. But as soon as I got to the top, it was cold wind and jacket was back on. I mean, it might be 20 degrees down there, but it's usually cooler up here, which is nice on a really hot day. But we haven't had many of them this summer. Got the summit register here. Just gonna take a little look. Someone needs to bring a better can up or something, because this ain't gonna last. That's for sure. But yeah, I'm just down off the summit right there. Just down off of there, trying to stay out of the wind. Yeah, it's been wet. I don't even know if you can read anything. Oh yeah, a couple people here. 2018. Wow, that goes back. December 13th, 2017. Register placed. Cold, windy day, I bet, in the middle of December. Did midnight, midday. Hard to read. On our way to Belmore, Tierra. Wow. And Porcupine, what a day. Oh, it's Doug Lutz. He's one of my guys I watch on YouTube. Check him out, he's got really great videos. Huh. More people I recognize. These guys that place the pink boxes on all the hikes I've been on. He's done a lot of hiking too. Wow. Yeah, it's always cool to come up and look through and see if you recognize anybody, right? I've never met any of these people in person, just from YouTube and Instagram and whatnot. But anyway, there's no pencil. And I don't have one. That's something I should keep in my pack. Yeah, beautiful sitting here in the sun, down out of the wind. Gentle, gentle. The notepad's like almost bigger than the bag. Alright, got it in, no tears. But yeah, not gonna last. If you're coming up here, bring a little jar or something to put it in. Take that back up there. Oh yeah, this is perfect. Imagine I was gonna lay in bed and not come out here. Spica going. Hard to see, they're same color as a rock. Size a little bit bigger than a mouse probably. Where do you go? Hiding under the rocks. Cutest little things though, with the big Dumbo ears and stuff. Oh, there he goes. Where you go? There he is. Pika butt. Look at those big ears. Turn around, buddy. And man, can they ever screech. Heard a couple of them coming up. I thought I might see one. I'm going to start making my way down, I guess. 2,400 meters above sea level, the top of that one. Definitely taller than Belmore Brown. Nice views back in the Kananaskis too, you don't get from Belmore. I mean, Belmore is nice, it had nice views too. But I think nicer over here, but you gotta work a little harder for it. Going down, like I say, somewhat of a faint trail to follow here and there. Oh, I don't know if you heard that, but that was Pika. He said, bye. Bye, buddy. Wee. He probably said, get the hell out of here. Always nice to see. All right. Jacket staying on until I get down across that ridge. It's probably just as windy. I think got a bit of a block here. Making my way along the ridge. It's not as windy coming as when I come up. So I don't think so. footing, lots of loose rocks. Poles are definitely your friend. The one right in front of me. And you want to drop down off of here, you can see the trail kind of, once you get down a few feet here, not much of a trail, but it's there. Zigzags down that way along the, I guess we'll be on the left side of those trees going down. Back to the grassy slopes. Cool. I'm down off the ridge and came across the grassy slope. You have to keep coming back up to this here rock cairn. Got it past, it looks like. I didn't see any name or anything, but nice rock cairn. But yeah, come to that cairn and then you turn right and head down that way. Peak over there you could go to. I'm not gonna bother myself, thanks. Had enough for today. Go start bushwhacking down the trail, I guess. Again, it's not a bad bushwhack, so. Lots of trailblazers all on the trail. I think people do it in the winter. Obviously, we read in the register up there that someone was up here in December, right? So hard to find the trail in the snow. So they blaze the trees. See another one up there. It's a good way to mark the trail. Use your axe and take a chunk of bark out and it heals itself back up. Making progress, starting to hear the creek down there. Last little bit of downhill and then it's pretty flat the rest of the way. All the creek crossings and stuff. Oh yeah, I think I'm just about to the spot where I took my first break. I'll probably stop there and relax for a minute and then do the last bit. It's nice in the trees though, at least it's somewhat shaded, right? A little cooler, a little breeze now and then, keeping the flies away, cooling you down again. The wind, of course, the trees are shaking around and squeaking and cracking, and so you think you hear stuff, right? I think there was a gray jay whistling. There he is. Oh yeah, now I'm back down by the creek and just a bunch of creek crossings and good to go. Back to the car. Beautiful out. Should put my shorts on. It's hot. Summer. Summer. Sunny. Look at that. Beautiful. Oh yeah, you can't see much until you get back there in the openings. So if you're looking for, you know, one of those open, beautiful mountain trails, you're not going to find it here. It's more closed in for the majority of the hike. I'll get a picture of this. I just crossed the final little creek crossing. The one with the bridge, the only bridge. All the creek crossings were easy. There's 5 in total. Yeah, what a beautiful day. Of course, I enjoyed the hike. I always do. I think I liked Belmore Brown a little better. Just, you know, no bushwhacking and stuff, right? But still, I really like this. And if you're up for an adventure and want to go up to Boundary Peak a different way, this is something different, right? Probably not going to see too many people. I only saw 6, one group of 6. So. Yeah. Definitely a little longer and a little more elevation too than Belmore Brown's. So, and less berries. I only found 1 strawberry. But yeah, overall, a great day. Another peek in the bag. Just a few minutes from the car now. Get the AC going and cruise home. Do want to take a minute just to thank everybody who's been liking and subscribing and commenting on my videos. Much appreciated. Just a small channel starting out and trying to make some headway. I don't know where it's going. It probably won't get too big. I mean, most of the guys I watch that are similar only get a few views and stuff, but that's fine. Good memories if nothing else, and those who are watching them are enjoying them by the sounds of it, so do appreciate it. Thank you. 2 cars that were here when I got here are gone, and a few more have shown up, so they must have went up Jumping Pound or something, though I didn't see anyone else. So. Anyway, once again, thank you all for watching, and take care of yourselves.